Weyerbacher Brewing Company Imperial Pumpkin Ale. Ale brewed with pumpkin and spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, cloves, 8% alcohol. Let's give it a shot. So Weyerbacher is kind of a hometown kind of thing. It's brewed just down the road from us in Easton, Pennsylvania. I like some of their stuff. I've had some of their, one of their was the Merry Monks before. Some of their stuff is actually kind of pleasant. It's definitely a craft beer company, and I respect them, especially being local. I like to drink local. This one is, at first it comes off really aggressive. It's an imperial beer, meaning it's going to be very high in alcohol. Some of the beers are typically brewed or in bourbon barrels or whiskey barrels, some kind of variation of that. This one is really strong up front. 8% alcohol. It's a little bit higher for a beer. It's heavy. It's dark. But the thing with imperial beers are typically the flavor is a explosion. It's a burst. It's up front. It's aggressive. It's in your face. This one's no different. But what I appreciate about this beer, because I was nervous when I opened it up, I was like, "Here's another imperial beer. Let's see what happens." This one, it is very. It's okay. Meaning, the aggressiveness is there. The strength of the beer is there. But what I like about it is that it's a sweet pumpkin pie flavor that you get, and I think it's right on par with how strong the beer is. It kind of matches it, blow for blow. What I like about this beer, not only is it blow for blow, but it does blend well, and it doesn't go over that aggressive mark where you're like, this is too much. I feel like it walks the line, it toes the line just a little bit. And that might be too much for some people, but for me, I feel like it did its job. It didn't go over that boundary, and it still makes it drinkable. However, these imperial beers are really hard to drink multiple of just because of how aggressive they are and the amount of flavor that's in it. The pumpkin flavor that you're getting, and I'm really critical, I'm really stringy on my pumpkin beer critiquing. This one has a nice sweet pumpkin pie flavor, almost along the lines of like that pumpkin roll or like a sweet pumpkin, maybe pound cake or bread kind of thing. But it's actually a nice complementary flavor to the imperial ale. It's a dark ale. It's a heavy ale. It's not an overly bitter, biting ale, but it is right there. It wants to. It lets you know, relax. We're not going to bite you, but we're still an ale. Respect us. This is, I think it's right on par of where I expect a pumpkin imperial ale to be. But that being said, I don't know the market for somebody that would constantly go out and seek this specific beer out if they wanted a pumpkin beer. Maybe you have your imperial ales or your whoever likes the imperials. That's okay, but I'm not understanding the concept behind making specifically a batch of this to sell to a variety of people and kind of land. I'm not seeing that. I would see your Oktoberfests, absolutely. I'm seeing your pumpkin lagers or maybe just a regular pumpkin ale. Sure, do that. But the imperial, I feel like it's a really, really acquired taste. And when it comes to the marketing and the planning and the ideas behind it, I get a little confused. But all in all, when I'm thinking about this beer, it's okay. It's nothing that I would go out of my way for, but I'm not going to be scared of it at the same time. I'm not going to fear this beer. I understand what it is now, and I can probably recommend it to somebody who's curious. But I feel like that's as far as it will go. After curiosity, after you try it, I don't feel like people would constantly drink this beer over and over again. Then again, that's just my opinion. My drinkability on this beer, probably 1, maybe 2. I don't want to use that as a negative thing because I do appreciate this beer. I actually kind of like it, but it's just the heaviness and the aggressive flavor. It's going to weigh on your tongue. Clearly meant for the October, the fall, the autumn drinking. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give this a 6. This isn't something that I would appreciate completely. I wouldn't go out of my way to get, but it's not something, again, as I've previously stated, I'm not afraid of this beer. I'm not scared of this beer. This beer is an Imperial beer. However, it's a manageable Imperial beer for me. I just don't see myself going out of my way to buy this beer, or even at a grocery store or beer distributor, seeing this one and choosing it over something else. And I think that's its biggest fallback. It has a lot of competition, especially in this time of the year, and I don't see it really winning. I wish all the best and all the luck to Weyerbacher Brewing Company. I like some of their beers, but I just feel like the Imperial, the pumpkin, I don't know who decided to do it that way. I'm just really unsure, but I feel like maybe better decisions could have been made. So again, that's Weyerbacher Brewing Company Imperial Pumpkin Ale, 8% alcohol.